Hello everyone, welcome to the first episode of Coffee with COE, Sokrati's first ever podcast hosted by Center of Excellence team. I am Akshay Kulkarni, heading Center of Excellence team here at Sokrati. In the first episode, we don't want to give you some random old gan about marketing. We will talk about a lot of stuff around marketplaces ads, what we've been doing in the space, the challenges that we are facing in the marketplaces and how we are trying to solve for it. Without further ado, let's introduce our first speaker and let the coffee with Charcha begin. Our first speaker, Saptarshi Das, who heads marketplaces ads here at Merkle Sokrati, is with us. So, hi Saptarshi, how excited are you today?
Oh, I'm pretty excited. Coffee Pay Charcha is something that I've been looking forward to. And it's really an honorable aspect that I've been chosen as the first speaker.
So, first thing first, right? Talking about consumers, a lot of things has changed over time. Earlier days when you were in college, right? It was like an event when you go to the mall and do a shopping. But now, in recent days, in digital era, when everything has become so fast, right? Right from the Nimbu to an Armani watch, everything gets bought online. And the consumer journey has changed, and especially these channels have, helped a lot in terms of making the decision right from the discovery to a purchase. But still, in the minds of advertisers, the traditional media has taken a big space. And with the introduction of a lot of new paid media channels like marketplaces, right? How do you think the consumer behavior is changing over time, and how important these marketplaces would be in the entire media mix for the advertisers?
So, Akshay, when I was pretty small, my parents used to have this joke that TV pe programs ads ke beech mein aate hai, right? So it was the ads which was there. It was, as have always been looked upon traditionally as a very intrusive aspect of our lives. But in today's day and age, what has happened is advertising has become integral. We look forward to advertising not just as a source of entertainment, perhaps. So we look forward to the Amul ads, yes, because they are great, commentary on the topicality. But today, advertising helps us to understand what our choices should be, understand what our peers are doing, get to know what is new in the world, which will affect our work, our life, and so many other aspects of it. Now, in all of this, when you talk about the importance of marketplace advertising today, right? So there are certain categories for which marketplaces mean they could be the be all and the end all of all consumer interaction about communication on that product category. You figure out which are the new products out there, you figure out what others are buying, you figure out what others are saying about those products. You try and see if you want to use a product in a particular way, have others done that and what has been their experience. Marketplaces gives you this complete transparency as a consumer to understand the product and the category and discover something new. So this behavior is something that is evolving over time, and this behavior is something that marketplaces, platforms, they are actually trying to exploit when they bring new solutions to clients and to brands. And that is how I think it will remain relevant in the times to come.
Got it. So, even somebody spends time on Amazon, doing the discovery of the product and later on buying products, of their likes. In the gamut of marketplaces, to our listeners, right, what all gets covered and what we've been doing in Merkle Sokrati right now?
So, when you go to a marketplace platform, right, there are two ways that as a consumer you can discover a product, right? One is that you search for something and you get to see a whole listing of products. And the other is that obviously the entire aspect of, okay, if you purchase something, then which are the related products or which you could also buy and so on and so forth. Those suggestions that are pushed by the platform. So the pull and the push, right? I'm talking about that, the traditional way of splitting all communication. So in terms of the pull advertising, what happens is that how well do you optimize your product listing, right? Is it going to capture the attention of the search algorithm when people are searching for keywords related to your product? That becomes an integral and essential part. So at Merkle, what we do is we do help our customers understand what will make their products stand out in search rankings. Right. And along with search, organic as we call it, the organic results, what also becomes important is ensuring that a little bit of push is given from a paid perspective. At Merkle, as we are a performance agency, Obviously, we run a lot of campaigns with our clients which help them reach the top, and not just top of any searches, but top of searches which are relevant to their audiences and relevant to their products. So we are helping our clients on marketplace in both of these ways. In addition, we are also helping our clients with display properties on marketplaces. So there are lots of display properties which help you gain and create that kind of a traction with your customers. They help you build a brand with your customers. We are also helping our customers, our clients, to actually develop ads on all of that as well.
Okay. So mainly in the marketplaces scheme of things, right, Amazon captures the major share. But then, is it safe to say that when you plan for marketplaces campaigns, you should not hedge all of your bets only on Amazon?
Yes.
And what we have been doing it for that?
Yes. So first of all, Amazon is a giant in the space because they have been there, because they've invested a lot in terms of technology, in terms of the tools and the levers that they give to advertisers, brands, agencies, and also in terms of the suite of features for the consumer. So they have built it up, and they are definitely the giant. Flipkart similarly is making giant strides. They already are a very, very strong player in the Indian marketplace space. Yeah. But apart from these traditional platforms within marketplaces, there's a lot of new quick commerce platforms that are coming up. There are niche players like Myntra, right? So we need to look at which category you are in as a brand, and then plan out that, okay, if you are a brand which is into, say, fashion, then Myntra becomes a very obvious choice along with an Amazon and a Flipkart, right? If you are into grocery, then quick commerce channels would probably play a much larger role than Amazon or Flipkart. Again, depending on your ticket size, depending on the frequency of buys, depending on whether it is something that people need it like instantly because it's just more of an impulsive buy and people tend to forget, or it's more of a planned purchase. All of these matrices come in, and we try to get into a discussion with our clients where we explore all these different options which are there, explore all the different possibilities for that brand, and accordingly plan out which all platforms they should be present on, which all platforms they should be pushing organically, which all platforms they should be pushing inorganically, and there are so many other levers that we talk about with them.
Got it. So correct me if I'm wrong. What you're saying is that when an account gets onboarded, you take all the requirements from the clients and you don't restrict yourself only to Amazon, and we also work on other platforms, maybe quick commerce.
So we are working currently with platforms like Blinkit, like Big Basket, Zepto. We are just exploring JioMart. They are just coming on into the picture right now. And we are working with all of these again. Like I said, repeating myself, Akshay, the most important thing is to figure out what the client's objectives are, what the client's product is, who do they want to reach, how does the consumer buy. So compared to any other digital channel, probably on marketplace, that becomes very important, right? So if I'm selling a 10 rupee Parle G biscuit packet, and if that is my SKU, it will not make sense probably for me to try and push it on Amazon. Rather, I will push it on quick commerce, where I'll say that, okay, while you're buying so many other things, why don't you also buy this? But the same moment it becomes a monthly pack of maybe say 150 rupees or 250 rupees, then whatever are the subscribe options, I can go in out there. So look at all of this. We actually try and do the planning.
In the recent events in geopolitical scenario, especially post-COVID era, and then now Ukraine-Russian war, and especially a couple of years back when there was a lot of money on the table from venture capitalists and a lot of D2C brands have emerged, right? And right now, if you look at it, right, brands are coming up and saying that I have only limited budget and use that much only and try and experiment with everything, right? So how do you receive such requests? And when somebody says that I have limited budgets and we have to, work upon an entire media strategy for them, I personally feel that, as an advertiser, as a marketer, you would probably go maybe inclined towards traditional paid media channels, right? Like Google or Meta. So is that the case?
So, this conversation, I think, happens all the time, and irrespective of geopolitical events or not, they've been having with the clients is that, okay, I need to increase my revenue from X to 2X, but my budget will only go up from X to 1.1X, right? 10% increase in budget and 100% increase in revenue. That's been an ask of advertisers for a very long time. But on a serious note, when you say that, does it mean that we can focus more on traditional channels like, say, Meta and Google? Meta and Google play a very important role. Let's not try to debate that and say that marketplace will replace that. No one is replacing anyone in the media scenario. That's been proven time and again over the past 100 years that that media has been around. So what will happen definitely and what is required to be done is complement each other, right? So if you talk about a life cycle of a product, a brand, you mentioned D2C brands coming up to place. My personal belief, and this is something not just my belief, but the way that Dentsu also thinks at a global level, is that branding comes hand in hand and at times precedes what you need to do before you start actually trying to generate your revenue, right? So you need to get a lot of awareness going. Only then will your performance pick up. So if you are a new brand, if you have been in the market maybe for just a few months now, you've not really invested in awareness campaigns, and it's not just a matter of speaking that, okay, I have done some awareness and hence my awareness must be good. It's not a matter of belief. It's a matter of figuring out what your actual brand awareness is in the market, and there are ways to do that. If you are new in the market, what you need to do is you need to basically invest in brand awareness, and Google, Meta, these are some fantastic channels. Even marketplaces, they can offer you great ways of discoverability. For example, if you are, say, a cosmetics brand, right, a beauty care product, a skincare product, and you decide that, okay, you want to launch online today, people don't know about you, right? So Akshay Cosmetics, people don't know about it, but you can on marketplaces go and do targeting. It's called product targeting or category targeting of, say, a Nivea face cream, right? You can go and target a Pond's face cream. So you can target your competition and build awareness amongst your audience that, okay, Akshay Cosmetics is also a brand that's coming up. People will not buy from you because they don't know you yet, but at least that awareness will start building. Parallel to that, you need to do a whole host of other activities beyond marketplaces, and some of it you can plan to do on marketplace itself. But coming back to your question, which was about that if the client is limited budget, how much of it do I do? One way of going about it, if I have to play the marketplaces card out here, I would say that if you have very limited budgets and you really want to test your product out, whether it will actually perform in the market, what kind of feedback you will get, marketplaces may be a great option to do that. So what you do is you run maybe a little bit of deep discounting, maybe offers, maybe you tie up with the platforms to offer it as a sample, whatever you do. But ultimately you place your product on marketplaces, get consumers in, get them to use your product, get them to review your product. You get actual feedback, and you can then utilize that as a base to start building up. You can use that as a proof of concept to show your investors, to show people who are spending the money that, okay, see, the product is doing well, but we need more to grow up. Again, at Sokrati, this is an approach that we have taken with certain clients in the past. We have helped them grow, and anyone who is interested to do that with us, again, we are more than happy to do it all over again with them.
These marketplaces, people come there because they have a lot of options. They can go through n number of products and understand what are their offerings and whether it is for my liking or not, and then make a purchase on the platform, right? So while the platform is made for purchase, but the ad ecosystem in marketplaces, is it only limited to awareness?
No, it is not. So first of all, yes, there are lots of, if you want to build awareness, there are lots of options on marketplaces. For example, I spoke about certain display kind of banners which are there, right? You can go beyond marketplaces. You can target marketplace audiences on other platforms using DSPs, right? And these DSPs are owned by Amazon or Flipkart for that matter. What you could do further in terms of awareness, like I said, is you could use the so-called performance ads to target competition products. So that also builds awareness. But the core function of marketplace ads, the way it all started out, was performance, was basically how do I increase my revenue? How do I increase my sales? And starting from your sponsored products to your sponsored display, all of these ad products on Amazon as an example, your PLA ads on Flipkart, they are all oriented towards building your sales, building your revenue numbers, increasing the number of sales that happen. It's all geared towards that.
So for the team that I'm part of, right, Center of Excellence team. So recently for some of our capabilities, right, we worked on a lot of playbooks, material, ready reckoners. So one of them is vertical playbooks, right? So we've kind of come up with a lot of ways of working for that particular vertical and across paid media channels.
Right.
Now, marketplace has a very specific offering, right? And we are catering that to our clients. So, have we as a team came up with any such initiatives or playbooks?
So we do have a playbook in place, and that playbook is revisited every month. Basically, the idea behind our playbook is to ensure that there are lots of things that we have reduced to our, it's almost scientific process, right? We do it; they are very important, starting from simple things like STA, STN to ensuring things that the reviews of the ads are done on a regular basis, to the process when a new campaign is launched. What is the process of ensuring that there is sanity checks are being done? So we do have playbooks in place. We have a process of ensuring that what are the insights for a particular category and how that is that cross learning happens across different teams working on similar categories. We ensure that is in place. We also ensure that we do that we have regular sync ups with your team to understand how initiatives that are being undertaken on other channels, whether there is an applicability on marketplace as a channel. And of course, most importantly, the most important part of ensuring that new initiatives get undertaken is to basically have regular sync ups with our platforms. We do have sync ups with all our platforms, and like Amazon is a leader in many other ways, even in this, they have been a leader. They have been organizing a number of sessions for us. We are now part of Amazon Advertisers as well. Thank you. And as part of that, we are trying to explore a lot of new case studies, a lot of new betas. What we have also recently tied up is with Flipkart at a Dentsu level, and we are actually now exploring a lot of initiatives with them, including things like they have recently onboarded Criteo and Meta as partners, as their partners. We are trying to explore how we can for our clients onboard this experience and ensure that the Flipkart data, the audience signals from Flipkart, they can be utilized for our set of clients.
So this advisors, how it will give us competitive edge, our other players in the market?
So Advisors as a program, what it does is it gives us early access to a lot of things that Amazon is planning out, right? So something like, the on-box display advertising, right? Now that is being rolled out in India now, and that too on a pilot basis. Now we as advisors and as part of this group, we got to know about it, and we started talking to our set of clients about it some 3 months back. Sometime in April is when we started talking to our clients about it, right? Now this is the kind of lead. So while Amazon rolls out a new innovation full time in the market, and it becomes available to all, before that we can take these innovations to our clients, and if there's a fit, if there's a fit from a marketing perspective, then we can actually roll it out before it hits the market.
So how do you get into this advisor?
There's a selection process which Amazon rolls out. To start with, Amazon rolls it out to a certain set of agencies and also some brands in the market as well. So it's not just an agency exclusive program. There are certain brands as well. They have their own selection criteria. Following up to that, there is a test. So from the agencies and the brands that they contact, people are nominated. These people are taken through a rigorous test and selection process. There's an interview process, and after that, one becomes part of the Amazon Advisors.
I'm sure you must be passing the knowledge that you gather in this program to the folks in the team and also to the clients.
Absolutely. So that is done, and the idea behind it is to actually you can't have the entire set of people who are working on marketplaces as part of one program, because there are about some 9 odd agencies and about 20 odd clients who are part of Advisors. So obviously you can't have everyone out there. So obviously we have to pass it on to the teams.